I love how you can't catch them if they faint.
Yeah.
What, you feel bad for them, so you leave them in the grass to die anyway?
I just huck them over my shoulder in a growing pile.
Ta-da!
Welcome back to Oddulting! We're fighting! We're fighting mad.
We are?
Yes. Well, we're fighting this guy. We're fighting a bug catcher.
He looks like a little kid.
He is.
Like, way littler than you.
Yeah, and I'm gonna beat the snot out of him.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, this game makes me beat up children, it makes me beat up old men, it makes me beat up rich people, like,
You beat up everybody!
It's equal opportunity beating.
Hooray!
Yeah, it's kinda cool.
Yeah. And we were talking about last time, all the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
I do have to say I'm really looking forward to Rogue One.
Yeah, so am I. Like, have you seen any of the trailers?
No, I want to, but I'm kind of like, I don't want to get excited.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because the Force Awakens was a relatively pleasant surprise, and the fact that Rogue One is telling part of the story that's never really been told.
Yeah.
And so long as it doesn't do something really stupid to ruin any of the canon that's set in the original trilogy, like, it looks like they're doing a better job with this stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see it, because it's not going to screw with the canon that I already know.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're doing well. And anyway, I think it'll be really good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hear people who've been kind of about, wondering what they're going to do with it. It's another one of those things where they end up changing their minds after they see the trailers, so I'm kind of...
Yeah,
I've got hopes.
I don't know who would still be, like, after having seen The Force Awakens, unless you absolutely hated it. Like,
people, I guess, who've just been kind of burned by the franchise way too much, I guess.
Yeah, come on, man. I was pretty effing burned.
You really were.
When I first got into Star Wars, I was literally so obsessed. I could not do anything without it coming back to Star Wars. I even had conversations with my other friends who were obsessed with Star Wars about how it didn't matter what I was doing. Within 5 steps, I'd be reminded of Star Wars and get excited all over again.
I didn't really know you that much in that phase.
No, I was only like 11 at the time.
Right.
So you didn't know me at all. But I was that effing obsessed.
Wow.
And every birthday it was friends come over, we watch all 3 movies.
Wow. That's kind of an awesome tradition, really.
Yeah, now I haven't watched the original trilogy in like 3 years.
Yeah, it's because our VCR doesn't work.
Yeah, I need to figure out how to get it working again. Anyway, so when they actually... Oh, I should tell the story about Episode 1.
Oh, yes, you should.
Episode 1, I think, was probably the best of the prequels. It's still not great, but it was definitely the best of the prequels. When I first saw it, I was so excited, because in my life, that was the first time, apart from when they did screenings of the special edition, that Star Wars was in theaters.
Yeah.
So I was crapping my pants. I actually was angry at my parents because they wouldn't let me sit overnight at the movie theater to buy my tickets ahead of time, and I was like 14.
Wow.
And 2 of my friends, I think, actually did the lying and said they were staying at somebody else's house and went, and they got the tickets for all of us. And I went out in the morning, but I actually had to go home because I had a migraine.
Oh, that sucks.
Anyway, I worked for weeks on a Han Solo costume. I bought one of the Han Solo blasters and I spray painted it black because they made it all orange because, people might think you have a real gun.
We kind of scoff at that, but how many times has that happened in the States, sadly?
Yeah, and just so that nobody would get confused, I left the very end of it orange. But basically it looked pretty good. And I spent weeks hand sewing a holster for it. I made it out of denim and then painted it with fabric paint brown.
Right.
And
I remember that. That looked really good,
and
too.
I took clips, like those plastic clippy things, off of, like, backpacks.
Right.
So I could make it clip to the belt so I could have it hanging down.
That's kind of awesome.
On my thigh, and I had it strapped to my thigh, just like, you actually would. And anyway, and I hand-sewn a vest. So when we went to the movie, of course, we had to go hours ahead of time and sit in line with a bunch of other geeks. And so it was really awesome, because people were really excited, and everybody was all excited, and they wanted to see my blaster and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And now, a lot of Star Wars fans know that traditionally, a lot of the Star Wars movies opened in the middle of May. So, the first showing of episode 1 was May 19th at midnight, which was my birthday.
And that is an awesome birthday present from the world to you.
So, we're all excited. We're sitting there May 18th in the evening, and we're all sitting there, we're all super excited and having fun, and then we all get into the theater, and we were weirdos and liked to sit in the front row. So everybody kept borrowing my blaster and passing it around, because I'd like to see it, and it was totally cool that they did that, and I actually, like, got it back.
Yeah, seriously.
So then we're sitting in the theater when the movie starts. It's literally my birthday just started. And so the Star Wars theme starts playing, and all my friends are like, "Happy birthday!" And I'm like, this is the best moment of my life. And, of course, the people in the rows behind us all hear it, and they're all like, "Oh my god, it's your birthday! Happy birthday! Hey, it's this person's birthday!" They had, 3 rows wishing me happy birthday while the Star Wars theme was playing, and I was like, I am so happy right now.
That is fucking epic.
So even if that movie had been the worst of all of them, I would have loved it in that moment anyway.
Yeah.
It's only with later viewings as I got a little older that I was like, this movie isn't really that great. It's not as bad as the other ones, but it's not really great. Yeah, anyway, that experience made that worth it. The other prequels totally broke me, and I felt like Star Wars betrayed me forever. But for the first time in 13 years, I'm actually looking forward to something Star Wars related.
Huzzah! I can remember my first experience with Star Wars, and I fell asleep partway through it. You couldn't believe I fell asleep partway through it.
What?
And
I'm not surprised.
Well, no, it was the actual first movie.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that I couldn't believe that you fell asleep through it.
I thought you were like, I'm not surprised you fell asleep through it.
No.
Like, it was really boring. And I'm like, no, not episode 1.
No, I'm not surprised you I couldn't believe it.
But my first time actually, I think, watching a whole Star Wars movie was The Phantom Menace. As far as I know. Don't give me that look!
I didn't! In fact, I turned and looked away!
Fine. But just in thinking of that, I really liked the movie. It was fun, it was visually very impressive, and I really liked it when I first saw it, because I also didn't have much to compare it to. When you don't have anything to compare it to, everything's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But I remember getting in a conversation with one of our friends from high school, and there's a lead up to this, so this conversation is going to seem like it's taking a turn for the weird. We were discussing religion, and she and I were of vastly different religions. I still consider myself rather pagan. At the time, I think she was...
Rather pagan, I like that.
Just kind of pagan.
Well, it sort of fits.
Yeah.
Rather pagan.
So, I'm under the pagan umbrella.
Hmm.
Anyway, I think that was during her hardcore Catholic stage.
Yeah. Definitely.
And, I think we actually had a conversation where she said she thought that, my faith was evil. And I even kind of, half-jokingly said, I don't really know if I could be friends with someone who thinks I'm evil for that. And she just turned around and said, I don't think I could be friends with someone who thinks Episode 1 is better than the original trilogy. And I'm like, yes, the two are completely comparable. I utterly understand it.
What?
I understand that, there's a lot of people in the world who list Jedi on their religion, as their religion on an official census. But this person actually made the comparison of religion is equal to preference in Star Wars movies.
That's also a level of our obsession. That was...
It's bad.
I know, but it was also a representation. Remember I was talking about how obsessed? Yeah. Pretty
but I don't
obsessed.
think you would have said that at any point in time.
No, I probably wouldn't have, but I was also,
Tactful?
Occasionally, not always.
More tactful.
Usually, yes. And I was more interested in learning about other people's religions, especially because I wasn't a member of a religion that had taught me that other religions were evil at the time.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Which
true enough.
Makes something of a difference.
It kinda does. Woohoo, Evil grew to level 5. We haven't, commented on anything in this game in this episode.
We talked about it at the very beginning.
Oh yeah, I guess because I said we're fighting mad. That's all we need.
Yes. Anyway, yeah. The prequels don't really hold a candle to the original trilogy.
Plot-wise, I completely agree with you. Visual style, I still really like The Phantom Menace, because it was fast-paced, it was fun, and as far as I knew, especially at the time, it wasn't meant to be much other than fast-paced and fun.
Yeah, and see, some of the visual stuff, like fast-paced and fun, I can kind of see being comparable to the original trilogy. But, I mean, it was too sleek, for one thing.
It was, admittedly.
Just getting too obsessed with the computer graphics, so stuff didn't look as real, weirdly, as it did. I mean, it's great that they could do stuff where it moved more realistically.
Yeah.
But stuff still didn't look as real, it looked fake.
Yeah, it looked detailed, but not like you could reach out and touch it.
No. And they, weirdly, doing what they could in the original trilogy made it look better in some ways.
Yeah.
Now, if they'd done something like using the puppets and stuff, like they did in the original trilogy, but did stuff like they did with Jurassic Park, where they used CG to even some things out,
yeah,
that would have worked so well.
And I hear for the Phantom Menace, they actually used more puppet stuff than most people think. They just smoothed a lot of it out.
Yeah, except that they did entire things with CG, like huge amounts, like whole creatures.
Yeah.
You know, like, and it just didn't look
like what wasn't
real.
At the point, like, wasn't when Jabba the Hutt shows up, he's like completely CG. And I think it was
in the special edition, or when?
No, in the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, and Watto was completely CG, and I mean, Jar Jar was played by an actor, but overlaid completely CG. And I mean, if you had to do that, because they did that in Lord of the Rings with Gollum.
Yeah.
But to make Gollum look like Gollum, you kind of had to.
Yeah.
For a creature like Jar Jar, you didn't really.
Yeah,
you could come up with something.
You kind of needed a guy in a mask.
Yeah, and you could have used CG to even things out.
Yeah.
And like Watto, like, I mean, I seem to recall there being a quote from Liam Neeson about how weird it was being in those movies, because you're talking to empty air and you don't even know if there's going to be anything there, if it's going to speak or fart or...
Oh, yes, I remember that, yeah.
And as much as I liked the character of Qui-Gon, that's one of the things that broke canon!
I still like Qui-Gon. I still think Qui-Gon was a cool character.
Yeah.
Very controversial, but yeah.
I liked the character, but I just... Where the hell did he come from? And why is he never mentioned again? Like... Thanks.
The Jedi made everyone forget.
Yeah, man, that was a fiasco. You don't remember anything.
Yeah. There's a bit here I have to show you as soon as I'm healed.
Okay.
Because it's funny. Or it's cute. I think it'll make you go bah!
Probably.
The way you do.
I like cute things.
Yes. Okay. So
Fighting fit!
Dang it! Okay, so you see Pikachu. Pikachu's happy and awake.
Oh god! Oh god!
And it plays some music. And now, Pikachu's asleep.
But this is... Yay!
He's asleep. Yeah, I thought that would thrill you.
Yay, Pikachu!
Yay. Okay, so we are now in Pewter City, and there's the gym, but the only thing that can actually take it on right now doesn't have a move that can take it on, because
you need to grind again?
Yeah, I need to do some level grinding. Where are we at for this?
13 minutes and 15 seconds!
Yeah, now's a good time to say goodbye, and we'll pick this up next time when we will challenge Pewter Gym, and we will rock on.
And I'll try not to spend the entire episode alternately bitching about and praising Star Wars.
Oh, but it's fun! Okay,
bye!
Next time!